Welcome back, everyone. And this is how we started with my bike. And this is how my bike turned out. Not too bad, I would say. Not too bad at all. And on this video, I'm just going to show you a couple mods I did with my levers. I went with the ASV levers, the F3 series. And this is just a few tools that I had to use in order to achieve the mod of removing the OEM levers and replacing them with these aftermarket ones. So yeah, let's get started. So just opening up the box right here. As you can see, I had to put a little elbow grease into it, but I got it open, and this is going to be for my brake. So with the brake, I went with a shorty lever, and this is just a cylinder that they have inside of it. This is Bike Pacific. I bought the one for my particular bike. So make sure if you order these offline, you want to go Bike Pacific. I customized them because I knew I was painting my bike black and red. There go some stickers. As you can see, if you want to slap them on the tank or on your bike, you can. And here are the instructions. Pretty simple. It's 4, maybe 5 instructions. 5 instructions. Pretty simple to follow. And let's get started. I'm a big fan of keeping all my packaging just in case something goes wrong and you need to send it back. So never throw your stuff away. I'm just moving over to the side. I'm going to readjust the camera just so you can see what I'm doing. So the first thing you have to do when you're removing the, any lever, whether it's the brake or for the clutch, in this particular moment I'm doing the brake, there is a nut, and I'm not sure the specific name of it, but you have to loosen it up like I'm about to do it. So and mind you, this was put on by the dealership, so it's definitely in there tight. So just take your time, try not to strip the nut. And underneath the nut is a washer, and as you can see, I removed that. So now I'm just twisting, and here goes that nut that I was loosening up with the screwdriver. And once you do that, the old lever just comes off. As you can see, it's very old and a little rusty as well. And there's the old cylinder head inside of it. Now, I'm just showing you the new one. I went ahead and kept the original cylinder. As you see, I put it inside of there. I just cleaned it up. They came with a cylinder, but I wasn't sure. Oh, and that's the plunger. That's the device that activates the brake. So make sure you don't damage that. And you want to stick that inside of the cylinder hole. I'm sorry. So I went ahead and kept the original one. I took it out of the OEM, but I also kept the one that came with the lever as well. Now I'm just looking to make sure they're aligned, and I could have finished it right here, but I want to move the camera just a little closer so you can see what I'm doing. So now I'm just, basically making sure everything is lining up. You want to make sure everything is nice and in line before you tighten anything down. And you don't necessarily have to wear gloves, but because I cleaned all that rust and dirt, I didn't want it on my fingers, so that's why I wore gloves. As you can see, you just want to make sure the holes are aligned before you stick the bolt back in and tighten up the washer. As you can see, I'm about to just go ahead and tighten it down. You can go whatever speed you like. I'm taking it slow just because I don't want to strip the bolt. All right. So now once I have that inside, as you can see, it's time to tighten up the washer underneath. I'm gonna try my best to show you that footage. So now it's just tightened down to the actual bike itself. But now I need to make sure that the bolt doesn't come off as I'm riding or hitting a bump. So you have to put that washer back on. And you're gonna need a ratchet or some type of wrench to tighten that bolt. I'm not sure if I mentioned earlier, I used the 10 millimeter. So my motto is I try to tighten it up as much as I can with my own strength. And then I do a couple twists with the ratchet. Try not to do it too tight, because again, you don't want to strip this. All right, just repositioning the camera so you can see what I'm doing. And again, I'm just going to go ahead and just tighten up the bottom washer to that bolt. All right, now we're moving over to the other side now with the clutch. So the brake, I went with the shorty lever. With the clutch, I'm going with the full lever. And so I won't bore you. I'm just going to go ahead and speed up this process. So all you have to do is loosen up the cable for, and I'm not going to show that, the cable for the clutch. Then you remove the bolt and then you just reattach it as so. Plus a lot of that footage was just, it was a waste of time footage, and I didn't want to bore you with a long video, but I do appreciate it. And here's the final look. I appreciate you waiting for this video. Have a good one.